Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It is Sunday night, June the 9th, I believe. Is it the 9th? Let's see, 9th or 8th? 9th, yes it is. Okay. We're looking at the ES here, and it looks to me like it's down a couple points here, flat. This is wrong. This 1325 is from previously, obviously. Anyway, you can see pretty much where it looks like we're headed to for the first stop, for sure. I would say that Monday, if all goes well, they'll pop and hit this 1650 area. Obviously, this trend line is going to slope down as time goes on. But ultimately, if this is some type of A wave up, we should have like maybe hit that, have a B wave down, and then a C wave up, if that's how they're going to play this. I don't know for sure. It's for certain, I would say they would hit this line. Whether or not when they turn and go back down they continue down lower, I really feel like they're going to continue lower, and there's multitude of reasons for that. But looking at the daily chart, you can clearly see it is rolling over and still has a good ways to go yet. But we still should have a few days of a bounce to put in some type of divergence. That's what we need. So we need to do that. Let's look at the chart pattern, guys. I like to look at Ron Walker's stuff from time to time. He has got some good charts, the way he does his charting. Let's see if I can't find him here. I think that's it. Okay, yes, there it is. Okay. As you can see there, what a divergence is on the 15-minute charts, where you would see it come up here and put in a lower high on the histogram bar, but on the histogram bars, but actually go higher on the market. It's basically saying that there is less strength behind the final up move as there was on the first up move. It's weakening, but it's still continuing going higher. And that would be on, this is the 30-minute chart. So here's the thing that it stands out like a sore thumb here to me. This MACD that he has at the 65, 90, and 12 period on the 60-minute chart. So it's a little bit bigger of a longer term of a period. And you can see it is definitely down here in negative territory and curling back up. So that does support at least some type of smaller hump here before they roll back over it. I don't know how high they're going to go. I thought, this would stop it, provide some resistance, but it pierced right on through. I mean, I knew that, well, I didn't know anything. Nobody really knows, I guess, but I've been saying that we were going to go down to 1600 and bounce, fill that gap, and we did do that. Now, how high we go here, I just don't know for sure. I thought maybe Friday they might have popped it up and then rolled it over, but they didn't. They obviously wanted to go higher on it. So we're just going to have to see. There's some trend lines that we can focus on. Here's a 60-minute chart. You can see it clearly wants to go higher, but I don't know how high they're going to let it go. I really don't. I do think the high is in for the year. Here's the one I wanted to show you that Ron has that's pretty important, and that is, he put some charts on here that I don't bother to put because I don't subscribe to stock charts. But I like to go check them out, and these are important things to note, and that is the bounce off the zero line right here on the ROC, the rate of change. So, we should expect that. We should expect to move up. My thoughts would be we'd go to about that 1600. Maybe if they really, really want to push it, they might go to that 1674 and try taking it out, but I don't know if they're going to get that high or not. Here, what you should see on this, and we're going to use our little hand tool to draw with, wherever that is at, my little tool. So what I was kind of looking at here is maybe another bar like this on Monday, because it's light volume. We really shouldn't expect a lot. And then maybe on Tuesday we see another one like this. Okay. And then we should go down like on Wednesday, I would think, and maybe down on Thursday, and maybe even down on Friday. But all in all, this should be moving up. That's what it should be doing. So maybe we go up here like this, work our way up to the 50 line, and go back down. That's a possibility of what we could go. This is called a positive divergence, where the market actually goes up or goes down deeper. I'm sorry, on the market would go down deeper, but the selling pressure would lighten up. So that means we would go below what we just had to 1600. But that's not going to happen until we first go up first. So we would expect this to kind of curl up a little bit before it curls back down. So I'm thinking Monday, Tuesday is probably about all we're going to get out of this on the upside, and then we're going to go right back down again. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here on this chart. Let's scroll this back up here, and so you might see that run up here and curl over, and you might see this run up here to maybe 1674. If it pops above 1674, it's going to go take out those stops above there. If it that would mean that it would go up to maybe 1678 or something to take that out. But that's really pushing. I don't think they're going to be able to do that in 2 days. It just doesn't make sense to me to be able to do that in 2 days. And I think they really only got about 2 days for this. Monday, Tuesday. That's all I can really see is about Monday, Tuesday. One thing we want to note here is the weekly chart. Just look at this. The weekly chart on the full stochastics is pointing straight down, and it is clearly getting weaker. So by the end of this week, I do expect it to roll over and be down lower than the beginning of this week. I don't know how much, but I do expect it to be lower. So I'm expecting a much lower bar right here on the histogram bars of this here chart, where I was not even showing any MACDs. But these histogram bars I'm expecting to be lower, and that would imply the week after that, the week that is normally the most bullish, which is the week of options expiration. That would imply that it should not follow the typical pattern of being bullish and actually be negative if this thing gets it going and really gets some momentum going. We really can't look that forward or that far out just yet, so we'll have to just wait and see. First this week, I'm just going to simply say that I would expect Monday to be up, Tuesday to be up a little, and then sell back off some, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to be down, and we're just going to have to go from there to see. Astro guys got a turn here on the 23rd. That is could be a bottom. I mean that is the week of 21st is the Friday, options expiration Friday. Maybe that's a bottom. Could be. The only thing I can see right now is just focusing on this. If Monday, if we dip back down and retest this 1625, this broken trend line, you know what that would put us? That would make us an inverted head and shoulders, just like I quoted on the blog that we actually have right now. We have a pattern-wise, we have a cup, and if we chop sideways, we'd put a handle in, and that would project us on up here to probably, it's about the same distance as the cup. So it would obviously, they'd be trying to take this out but stay below this area. Now whether or not they're going to do that, or if they're going to turn and instead do something more like the, let's see, inverted head and shoulders. There you go with that, and that means we'd come back down and test this trend line right here, and then go back up, and then we would still be projected up about that same amount if you had that, and that would obviously be the head, and that would be the left shoulder, and this would be the right shoulder if that happens. I just don't feel that it's going to, simply because of the chart being so so bearish on the weekly, getting ready to roll over. I just don't feel like this inverted head and shoulders or cup and handles are going to go up to 1674. I don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I really don't see that. Let's look over at the SPX real quick and see what we see in it. This is on the 2 hour. You can see pretty much the same thing. You can see a left shoulder here ahead. So the question will be Monday, are we going to drop back down and maybe drop some Monday and put in the right shoulder and then go back up, or are they just going to go ahead and continue back up to hit this 1660 area? That's the only real resistance I can see. If we look at it on other time frames, let's look at it on the 1 year. Okay, this line right here, this channel. Perfect. There it is. So this channel, this rising channel, that would be your back test, 1660. That's what it is there as well. So that would be the most logical place for us to go. And you can see here on the MACDs that they hit zero and curled up, and that's a typical thing to do. You can see it many times. Once it hits zero, it finds some support and you find a bounce before it finally continues down. So we could be in for some choppy action here. Maybe we go up, maybe we go back down, then we put in the right shoulder, then we go back up again into the week after options expiration. But on the weekly, let's look at the weekly. You can see right here on the weekly we are getting almost a cross right down here on the right, and it is definitely looks like it's getting ready to go into negative territory. So I really kind of feel like we're not going to have a big bullish breakout to the upside. It's going to be weaker than you think. That's what I'm thinking. If they make it to 1660, I think that's a short for sure. If they go on up to 1674, it'd be a gift. But it just doesn't feel like it's going to do that. I think it's setting itself up to be pretty bearish. And here on a weekly basis, you can see they actually went up here and back tested it on a weekly basis. This here channel, this line. But that's not actually an accurate one. That's mainly based upon the daily. So it's not what I'm saying is the channel was drawn on the daily, so it's different on the weekly. So I don't know. Just want to do a little bit of an update. I didn't know what else to say. So I would just look for Tuesday most likely for your best short entry. And probably somewhere around this 1660, if they pierce above it and they hit a back test on this, that would probably stretch out. By the time that goes out to Tuesday, you would most certainly think that would be here at 1674 again, and then they would hit it, maybe pierce above it, but that's really pushing it. It just doesn't feel like they're going to do that. But you never can underestimate the bulls. They sometimes go a lot further than we expect them to go, and they may not even give us this right shoulder at all on the inverted head and shoulders. But if you see any selling on Monday, I would look for this channel trend line on the downside to be support, and that would be a place, if it looked like it was really weak of selling, light volume, and looked like it was going to curl back up, that would probably be the place you'd want to go long for the next move back up. That's if you're brave enough and really want to go long. Myself, I don't trust the upside right now, 'cause I just really think it's limited because of the heavy pressure that the weekly chart's going to put on it. So, all right, guys, that's about all I can think of. I sent a new update in the newsletter as well for the penny stock as well. That's scheduled to start not this week but next week. We believe that there's going to be some groups come on board and give that stock some market exposure, and it should go from, I don't know, we're expecting 500% or better, $5, $6, $7 or better on it, and it's about $1 right now, $1.20 or something. That's it, gang. I'll see you on the blog. Thanks a lot.